In this video, we look at how to add a news story to your site and use Canva to crop and resize your images correctly. If you have an image or news carousel on your site, you can add a news story by clicking on one of the following links when on the home page of the main SU site. The main SU site is sun.ac.za/English. The first option is clicking on the News and Media link. The second way in which you can access the news list is by clicking on See All Upcoming Events. And the third way is by scrolling to the bottom and clicking on the News and Events tab. All three links will ultimately lead to the news list page. This page has a list of all the news articles that have been added and automatically updates as new articles are added. On the news list page, you will see that on the far right, you have an option to create a news article. Click on this link to add a news story. If you have forgotten how to do this, click on How to create a news article, which will open up a short step-by-step guide on how to do this. If you are not logged into the site, you will be prompted to log in. Then use your single sign-on details to do this. A form will open up, which you'll be able to populate in both English and Afrikaans. If you are copying and pasting a story from a Word document, follow these steps. Enter the title of the article into the title section. This will obviously need to be in both English and Afrikaans, but for the sake of this example, let's keep to the English version. In the summary section, I would recommend copying the first sentence of the article up to the first full stop. Otherwise, you can use a short summary of the story as an alternative. In the page content section, paste the body of the article. I would recommend using Notepad first to strip it of all its formatting in case there is some strange spacing or a text justification issue. What Notepad does is that it helps to clean your text and you will be able to correct the spacing. Just remember that if you have any links or hyperlinks in your document, then you will need to re-add the hyperlinks to the text. You would then follow the same steps for the Afrikaans body content. You're also welcome to insert an image, as you would like on your subsite, embed a video, or add a hyperlink to documents inside the body of the article. When adding your banner image, as a general rule, ensure that it has been taken as a landscape photo rather than a portrait photo, as it displays much better on the banner carousel. Remember to also be contextual with how the photo is taken, by making sure that it is relevant and represents the subject matter well. For instance, if you are writing a story about a group of forestry students studying a new plant species, then have the photo taken with a background that shows some context, such as having the group interact with one another while looking at the relevant plants outdoors. Outdoor photos are ideal as they offer a lot of natural light. If you want to sneak in some branding without making it too obvious, then you could always have the photo taken on the steps of one of the buildings that has the name of the department at the back. Again, relevant to the photo or story you are writing. Use interesting angles by either taking the photo from above or below the group. Always ensure there is great lighting and avoid shadows over your subject's face. Also check that your camera setting is on a high resolution to avoid pixelation. This also applies to when submitting the photo through to the person who will upload your news story, or if you are that person. Avoid taking photos with toilet or exit signs behind your subject, or with a tree in the distance which looks as though it's growing out of the person's head. You will need to set the dimensions for your banner image ahead of uploading it. So before uploading it to your news story, and to avoid cropping off part of someone's face, etc., because the site is not intuitive enough to know that it is a picture of a person, go to canva.com. This is what Canva will look like once you are logged in. It is an online design site which is free to use. To log into Canva, you can use your email address or Facebook account. Once you are logged in, select Create a Design. Then click Custom Dimensions and input the following dimensions for your banner image: 940 by 310 pixels. And click Create Design. To upload your chosen photo, select Uploads. Then upload an image. Once your image has been uploaded, then click and drag it across onto the white screen to the right. You can resize the image to fit the banner by clicking on the corners on the dots and dragging them out. As you can see, there is some slight pixelation on this image because it wasn't taken on the highest resolution, or that it was previously cropped into a smaller photo from the original. And just like in the example that I gave earlier, here is an image of a building showing the Chamber of Mines. Once you are happy, you can download the banner as a PNG. The resized banner image should appear in your download folder on your computer. Remember to rename the image appropriately before uploading it to your news story. To add the image, go to the folder where you would like to place it. Then click on Add. Choose File, and then to the folder in which the image is sitting. Double click and then click OK. Remember to populate this form in order for it to make sense. The more information, the better, as it will help with the search rankings on your website. If it was a photo taken by a professional, do remember to fill in the author and the picture taken, etc. Otherwise, click Save. Once you've found it, click on it. Here is the URL, and then click Insert. Click OK. And there we go. Fill in the author of the article and the published date. Articles can't be embargoed, so remember that once your article has gone live and has been approved, it goes live on all the websites that it has been approved on. You can ignore these sections. And then enterprise keywords refers to any words that are relevant to the article that you have written about. So for instance, if this article refers to agriculture, we would include the following. The next section is very key to whether your article will appear on the carousels that you have selected or not. Featured site name, first of all, refers to all the sites that you would like your article to appear on. So say, for instance, if it has to do with agriculture, you would select AgriScience. Perhaps you want it on the SU main site as well, as a snippet. And then perhaps you would like it on some of the sub-sites under the main faculty site for AgriScience. You can either type in the names as I've done, otherwise you can click on the two tabs on the side. You can scroll up and down to look for the different sites on which you would like your article to appear on. Once you have selected your sites, click Select and click OK. Now for visibly featured, this refers to all the sites that you have selected under featured site name, but now you are selecting whether you would like it to appear on the carousel or the news snippet of those sites that you have chosen. As we can see that as I tried to type for the agricultural economics carousel, it did not appear. This is most likely because that subsite does not actually have a news carousel, so we can ignore that one and actually remove it. Click the tick box and then click Save. Some key things to remember is that even if your article has gone live and you realize that there's a grammatical error and you would like to go and change it, you can go back to the page where the news list is. Remember, it says Create News Article. Beneath it, it says Modify a News Article. Click on this option. You will then be taken to your list of articles which you have uploaded. Select the relevant one and click on the ellipsis, then click Edit Item. From here, you can make your changes that are necessary. Then once you've done that, remember to click Save, but don't re-tick the tick box. What will happen is that all the carousels on which the article has gone live on will then fall off and resend the email to all the approvers for it to be reapproved. Something else to take note of is that visibly featured is the web part that you want the article to appear on. That is either on the news carousel or the news snippet and the news list. Featured site name applies only to the actual website that you want your article to feature on. Visibly featured correlates with the website that you tag under featured site name. Remember to not refresh your page while creating or editing your article. And the same applies to events and notices, as this will likely return an error occurred result. Also, don't press the back button. And lastly, remember that only news articles appear on carousels, whereas events and notices only appear on snippets. In the next video, we look at how to upload an event and notice.